Hello, everybody. Hi, guys. Please come in, like, and share. Greetings to everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me from. Thank you so much for joining. You're all very much welcome to today's live show. Please, as you come in, like and share the video. Please do me a favor to share the video or give it a thumbs up. Let me just share it to a few people. Please like and share as you come in. Like and share as you come in, please. Welcome, guys. Please like and share as you come in. Big sis, sorry, Big sis in the building. Welcome, Big sis. I see you. Thank you for joining. Happy Tuesday. I see you. I see you. I see you. Welcome, Big sis. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. Please, guys, come in, like and share. Come in, like and share. Wherever you're watching from, I'm sending you greetings. First of all, let me take this opportunity to thank every single engager on this platform, every single one of you who has actually taken the time to either like any of my content, shared it, or, dropped a comment. I appreciate you all so very much. And as you can see, I've been posting updates with regards to our performance on this channel, and everything has been amazing. This little platform of ours has literally grown, rapidly over time, within a short period of time. I did not expect that to happen. And I know that it's only thanks to each and every one of you for your engagement. And I will really plead that we continue with this engagement. Please feel free to always drop your comments or your feedback. Any topic that you want us to talk about. Yesterday, a younger brother of mine actually dropped a proposal, a suggestion that that we can actually look into, and I thought that was really good. And please feel free to always do that if you think that is something we have to talk about. On this platform, we are doing educational shows, motivational shows, or motivational topic or educative topics. And if you have anything that you want us to talk about, we can always look at those things. We can do a little research. We can do those topics based on our own personal experiences or the experiences of people we know, or someone who knows someone who knows someone. So feel free to always give suggestions or suggest topics for us to discuss. So I want to really appreciate you all, because as we speak, we've literally completed all the steps for monetization, and I am greatly I am really grateful for all your support. So thank you all so very much, and I'm hoping that this support will continue as we go along, because I love to talk to people. I love to meet people, to engage with people, to share ideas, to learn from other people, because that's the most important thing. As a people or as a person, you learn every single day. We live and learn. Knowledge is endless. You cannot know everything. And that's why it's very important that you're open-minded and you meet or interact with people, that you can pick one or two things to actually buffer the knowledge that you already have. So thank you so very much. Please, if you're watching, like and share. So thank you once more. And today, if you look on the description tab, you would see that we're talking about reviewing Stranded, the movie by Ben Lillian Production, which is her second release within a couple of months. I think that's fantastic for any Cameroonian producer. It's amazing, great effort. We will look at that movie. It's about 45 or so minutes long. And we'll look at that, and then we'll talk about child custody battle. And we know what's trending recently about DAVIDO and his baby mama, SOPHIA MOMODU. So we'll talk about that. And hopefully, I'm hoping that we can hit an hour, maximum an hour and a half, because I've got a little princess to look after. So we just get straight into it, okay? We get straight into it, but I want us to talk first about, the movie as a whole. Personally, I don't know if any of you watching me, you've actually watched the movie, and what are your thoughts about the movie itself or the actors in the movie? What do you think? Is it a fantastic movie? What did you like the most? What lessons did you learn? What would you have done differently if you were the producer? Feel free to drop your honest opinion. Now, I want to talk about the movie, just a summary of the movie and some of the lessons learned from that movie. Now, it's another interesting piece. I enjoyed the first. I absolutely enjoyed the second movie as well. Now, this movie, this time, Stranded. It's all about Balala. Welcome, my darling sis. I see you. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate your compliment. Thank you so much, sis. Thank you. So this movie, I enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed the first one, okay? And it has a beautiful moral lessons embedded in it. And I urge everybody to watch that movie. For a novice producer like Lillian, popularly known as Caro, I think she's doing a fantastic job. And in this movie, the storyline is basically about the street life of a young girl or two young girls who are caught up in this gang mentality, and they have to do all the dirty work for these gang lords. Okay, I don't know if I'm allowed to use these words, the word gang on Facebook, I'm not sure, but that's what it's all about. This girl or two girls working for these guys, and they have to go, or she has to go on a mission to bring an information that was required by this group of men. Now, it's not uncommon to see young girls being caught up. Thank you so much. That's what I thought. That's what I thought, Bololo. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm going to try and code the words just so the video is not flagged. So it's not unusual to hear or see young girls nowadays being caught up in this fast-paced world. People who want microwave resource, people who want to make money overnight, people who really don't want to work, or people who just give up easily, okay? And they see the promise of quick cash and they want to jump on that opportunity. That's not uncommon. And so I wasn't surprised to see that being portrayed in this movie, because that's exactly what Lillian was trying to convey there. Now, I'll just give a rundown of it. You see a young girl, she comes looking for her boyfriend, supposed boyfriend, and is stranded because this boyfriend is nowhere to be found, and she claims her phone battery is down, or her phone is off, she cannot get to this boyfriend of hers, and there's this gentleman of a neighbor who is coming through, and she goes, oh, I'm stranded, the usual thing, I'm stranded, I can't find my boyfriend, I'm coming from a far away distance, and I can't go home because it's late. And this neighbor, being the gentleman that is, Diblovan, my baby bro, welcome, darling. Thank you so much for coming. Please like the video and share if possible. This neighbor of the supposed boyfriend is so kind and generous and offers her a place to to stay for a minute and wait for her boyfriend. Hopefully they can try calling and get hold of him. But lo and behold, this boyfriend was nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. And she had to spend the night. So you have this girl, so Liliano Caro, she's called Sue. I don't know if it's Sue as in Susan or Sue as in the Bafut Sue that we know, S-U-H, because they kept spelling it as S-U-H, which is unusual for a lady, because that's for men. And then you have Randes, the designer, the high-end designer, fashion designer, and I think it's Abiako, who is the big boy leader. If I say big boy, you guys know what I mean. I don't want to be using that word Gang because I don't want this video flagged up. So you have these people. So Randes is kind enough, being a gentleman, offers Sue a place to stay, not knowing that it was all a scheme to actually, rob him of his designs. It's not uncommon to hear about fashion houses stealing ideas from other fashion houses. That's why you see sometimes you would see a Gucci outfit and somebody is wearing a Gucci outfit somewhere, similar designs, but for the fact that the quality is not the same, because they actually steal ideas, and that is portrayed in this movie as well, which is very unusual for a Cameroonian a beginner, which I love, because I love fashion. And when I see something like that, I'm like, yes, that got me, let's say, caught my attention. So Lillian stays there. Randes, oblivious to her plans, is doing everything as a good host and keeping her there for days. What I find funny and scary is the fact that Randes doesn't know the neighbor, because I wouldn't understand why he would, comfortably allow another girl to live with him. And from every indication, he wasn't even, friendly with the neighbor. He didn't know who was the next door neighbor that this girl came to see. And so he allowed to open his door to this girl to stay there, not even knowing this girl or knowing the neighbor. That's what baffled me. I know back in the days, please, as you come in, like and share, back in the days, when we're growing up as kids, it was normal, it was common for, strangers or visitors to stop by, your parents would open doors to them, like the nomads. I remember when I was a child, the nomads who used to go, they call them Magidas, they used to sell clothes come Christmas period, our families would open up their doors to them to, spend the night if they have to travel very far, and they caught up by nightfall. But nowadays, it's not very safe, to be honest, to just feel free to open your door to a total stranger. But again, there are still kind people out there, or people who are so, how can I say, pure at heart, to think that everybody is that nice. Everybody is coming with a pure intention as well. But we have to be very careful, because as you can see, Sue was not stranded. Sue had a hidden agenda. Sue was actually commissioned by the big boys to go steal the Flash from Randes. Now, Randes is in his room. During this episode, this scene, I want us to pick a lesson. It's a moral lesson. I really want us to learn from this scene. Randes in his room. Sue is under pressure from the big boys to make sure she completes the mission. So she has to do everything it takes to get the USB, the Flash, the USB stick from Randes. Randes is asleep. Sue sneaked into Randes' room. That was very courageous. I thought that was very brave of her, because I would never, I can't even, anyway, if you can allow yourself to be used by the big boys, I suppose that's nothing to walk into somebody else's room. So Sue sneaks into Randes' room. Randes is sleeping, and she goes for the wardrobe, search around looking for this Flash USB stick, can't find it, then goes to the drawer, the bedside drawer, the chest drawer, tries to pull it out, and Randes is woken up by the little maybe creaks and or whatnot, and he's shocked to find Sue standing next to his bedside, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And Sue is trembling like a rat caught in headlights. Now, the lesson I want us to learn from this scene: the following morning, instead of Randes to allow Sue to explain why she walked into his room, he just jumped into conclusion. He jumped into conclusion because he was like, instead of saying, "Why did you walk into my room last night without my permission?" he goes, "Why were you trying to kiss me whilst I was asleep without my permission?" So that gave Sue the opportunities now jump on that assumption. And a man being a man, he was already falling for Sue. And Sue, not knowing that Randers was also falling for her, bought the idea and stuck with it. And before we knew it, Randers is kissing Sue. And that was it. Because if Randers had only allowed Sue to explain why she was in this room, perhaps it would have given him a hint as to what she was all about, her mission at his place. Okay. But he didn't allow it. And that's the problem with so many of us. Sometimes people are with us, we want to talk over them. We don't give people the opportunity to express themselves. Sometimes it's better to be a good listener. It's better to listen, let people talk. Sometimes when you're the last speaker, you end up even speaking better. You end up speaking more. You have more substance because you have now gauged the mind of everybody. And you can build your points based on what everybody else in the room is thinking, not just rush into things. Because sometimes you rush into things, you can miss the key points. And that's exactly what happened to Randers. That's exactly what happened to Randers. Listen, listen, listen. Give people a chance to always explain themselves. That will help you gauge the trend or mindset or the train of thoughts. It's very, very important because had Randers given Sue a chance, he probably would have picked up that there's something fishy about Sue. Now, still in the movie, Sue is shaken by all this issue. Oh, baby sleeping, that's good. Sorry, guys. Baby sleeping, so I'm a little bit relaxed, but that's fine. So Sue is actually shaken by this whole incident with Randers, waking up and seeing her standing next to the bed, and then she's also falling in love with Randers. She goes to the big boys and says, I don't want to do this no more. But of course, another lesson, when you join this group of people, it's very difficult to exit. When you join this group of people, it's so difficult to exit. Don't start it. Don't even start any business with them, because as soon as you get in there, you take your vow to pay allegiance to them, do what they say, you cannot come out. Because trust me, you have already been there, you've been initiated, you've seen how they operate, and they will not let you go. Because if they allow you go, you almost be like you're gonna snitch them out, okay? And they don't allow that happen. And that's why a lot of people who've gone through that road, they don't only bear the consequences directly, they actually suffer from generational effects, because their generation actually still continues to pay the price for their bad decision. As you can see, Sue is going through that phase as well. She wants to go out, she wants all out, but she's not given the chance to do that. She's not given the chance to do that. The big boys are on her case, and she had to come out clean when she realized that Randers has found out that the flash or the USB stick is gone. Because she was already in love with Randers, she had to come out clean. She had to come out clean to say, you know what? I know where it is. I took it. I was pressured because I'm working for these people. I'm working for these people, so they asked me to nick it. But fortunately enough, Randers had a backup plan. They had all the information that was on that USB stick stored at another location. So he was able to retrieve it because he had to do a fashion presentation for his work. Now, what I don't understand is the scene where Randers easily gives in to Sue to be his model. Okay, to be his model, because with the explanation that Randers gave and made us understand or understood was that work was his life. And I don't think that movie portrayed it really firmly, how much or the significance of that job or that USB stick, how significant that USB stick or important it was to Randers, because the punishment did not equate the crime. I don't know if it's because he was in love with Sue, but I felt like even the love that he had for her, just the fresh love, shouldn't be enough to blindside him as to the damage, the gravity of her crime, because he just accepted. Because if I were the one, trust me, if I were the producer or director, rather, I would have made some sort of punishment for Sue. That would be one of my criticisms for this film. I would have made some sort of punishment for Sue, not just make it easy for her to just say, "Oh, I used to be a model. Can I model for you?" To, you know, as my little way of saying I'm sorry. I just felt that was so easy. It was an easy cop out for her, and that didn't, you know, really do it for me. That's one of my criticisms. And my other criticism for the movie would be the fact that the guy, the big boy, the leader, okay, he's been apprehended by some people that look like policemen, but the manner in which he was taken away is almost like a child's play. I didn't feel the authority that came with the arrest. I didn't feel the presence of the arrest. Nothing came across in that nature. You know, they should get some more muscular men, somebody that really looks like, you know, a bouncer, or somebody that presents themselves really well, like a police officer or a detective. Something was missing in that scene. Just something was missing to give it that, how can I say, to make it look very authentic and real, like real life situation. Something was missing there. So, but all in all, it was an amazing movie. Ended up well. Randes was able to showcase his design, and he won the award. And he, you know, with this love happily ever after with Sue. Now, another moral lesson that we can pick out from this movie is young girls who always give up their dreams, because you can see that Sue was a gifted model. She could model. She could literally pose and take, you know, beautiful commercial photos. But because she wanted quick money, of course, modeling wasn't paying probably in Cameroon, and she wanted quick money, she had to go join the big boys in the quarters. Two, to make fast money, but it doesn't always end well. Same as the leaders, it doesn't always, the moral is, if you want to live quick, you want to live life in on a fast lane, you're going to burn, you're going to crash. And that was the case with everybody that was involved in making sure that Randes lost his USB stick. So, but all in all, it was a beautiful movie. It was good for a starter. It was slightly longer than the previous one, Settle, but it was a beautiful movie. If you haven't watched it, please try and watch it. Let's keep supporting our own. I don't feel that energy that we had from the first one. I don't feel that same energy with this second one, and I'll encourage everybody to go and watch it. Give her that support. That's the only way we can encourage more people. I see, you know, people like Godis Fungwa have announced their own production company. That's beautiful. We need to encourage them. The more we encourage them, the more we will have, you know, other production houses, and that competition is going to be huge. And of course, with competition comes quality. Everybody wants to be the best. And if we want to enjoy great quality movies, we have to support them. Okay, so yes, so it's another thumbs up for me to Linian Production, popularly known as Carol. So well done, girl, thumbs up. Keep pushing, keep, you know, thriving. That was a fantastic movie. So if you haven't watched Stranded, I, you know, shared it on my page. Click the link, go on YouTube, watch it, like it, comment. Thank you so much. Now let's move straight to the custody battle. The custody battle that's happening. We all know that Davido and his baby mama, one of his baby mamas, let me qualify it. One of his baby mamas is actually going through custody battle with their daughter Imade. It's sad because it's tainting the beautiful atmosphere of euphoria that characterized Davido's and Chioma's wedding. Everybody was talking about Chibido 2024, Chibido 2024. But before we knew it, just a couple of days later, you had the very dark man, you know, going on Iyabo and other guests. And then now you have this child custody brouhaha. It's sad because I feel really bad for Chioma, because as a bride, every bride, you want to enjoy your wedding. You enjoy the whole. It's a long phase. It doesn't just happen that day and everything goes. You're still, you know, that adrenaline of that day. You still carry it on with you. You are still reminiscing those beautiful moments. But it's like Chioma can't even have a breather. She can't even take a second to rest because there's this scandal here, there's that scandal here. This person is saying this, that person is saying this. It's just so much happening for the poor girl. And for those of you who don't know, Davido is one of the biggest African artists, Nigerian to be precise. My darling auntie is in the building, auntie. My auntie Rosemary. Auntie, welcome. I see you. Thank you so much for joining. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Please, as you come in, like and share the video. Please do me a favor. Share it. Give it a thumbs up. I appreciate you. And you can say where you're watching from as well if you feel comfortable to do so. Now, we all know that Davido has so many baby mamas, okay? So many baby mamas. And that's a problem with a lot of these artists. A lot of these famous artists, when they are successful, when they have this huge following. Big sis, Belinda Paul, I see you, big sis, my darling, beautiful sis. Welcome, I see you. Thank you so much for joining, big sis. Thank you, I appreciate you. Thank you. A lot of them, when they, have this fame, they feel like the world, they own the world. They can do anything and everything and get away with it. They feel they can do anything and everything and get away with it, but that's not always the case. That's not always the case. Because there are always consequences to actions that we do in life. Oh, Valiant Vals, welcome, sis. I see you. Thank you so much for joining. There are always consequences to our actions, And the sad thing about this situation is, I feel as if this whole custody battle is almost like a battle of ego. It's very egocentric, if I may say so. That's how I feel. That's my opinion. That's how I see it. It's almost like a battle of two people with huge egos. Everybody is trying to prove a point. And the main person in the middle of it all, and no one is paying so much attention to, is the little girl, who is the main person, the person who is going to suffer the most with all this happening on social media and, between her parents. My network is not the best. All right, sis. Oh, sorry. sorry. Now, let me start with the lady, and then we get into the custody part of it. Let me start with the lady, and then we go with the man. Now, as we know, women, some of us women, we are our own problem. We are our own issues. You know the lifestyle of a man, okay? You know how a man behaves. You cannot tell me that you know of a man who has kids left, center, backward, forward. Are you okay? Children everywhere. Planted children everywhere like an octopus. You know that's how he is. Yet you decide to involve yourself with this person. And from what I understand, it wasn't like a long-term something, it was just like a fling. And how can you be having a fling with somebody unprotected? That's what I don't understand. As a grown-up woman, how? And when I ask myself the question is, the only thing that comes to my mind, a lot of these girls who hang around these superstars or these successful men, they feel like they can trap them with pregnancy. A lot of them. They want to trap men using, I'm pregnant for you. Because that's the only mean for them. They believe that this man is going to make this man to stay. That's one reason. Another reason that some of these women do these things is because they use the child as their financial bait. They use that pregnancy, that baby they're going to bring forth, as their financial guarantee that they are settled for life. Because the father of this child, this superstar, or it can work for both ways, right? It can also be for, in the case of a man, they feel like this person is always going to be there to support me financially through their child. Okay, it's either they're looking for the person they want to, hook up this person to marry them, or they are getting themselves, they're hoping to establish themselves financially, via that child. But it never always ends well, and the child suffers, as is the case we see today, and many other cases that we don't talk about. We only see this one in front of us because these are celebrities. There are many more. There are lay people in the quarters that are actually going or experiencing this similar situation, but we don't hear about it. We only talk about this because these are celebrities, right? You cannot expect pregnancy to be a reason for a man to marry you. There are so many reasons that men or women take into so many things that men and women take into consideration before marrying a man. There's so many things you take into consideration. It's not just the money. Money aspect is just part of it. Because trust me, you don't want to get married because somebody is rich and you get into that marriage, which some people have experienced. You get into that marriage, you're treated as trash. Everybody, the person disregards you. You have no say in the marriage. It's almost like you're a slave in your own home. You're told not to do things. You cannot work. You cannot keep friends. They check up on your phones. You know, some people even go through DV, you know. If I say DV, domestic, you know, I don't want to complete it just in case this video is flagged. Some people go through that. People go through DV because they wanted a rich or famous marriage. And so they get pregnant for this person. And the person's like, okay, I'm going to bring you in, but then you're going to have a hardship while living in that person's house. So please, ladies, we need to come out and snap out of that mentality that we use pregnancies to, you know, to tie down the man. A lot of us do that these days. A lot of us do that these days. Bella, my darling, you look beautiful. Thank you, Auntie. Thank you so much. You're making me blush. Thank you, Auntie. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Please, as you come in, like and share. My beautiful Auntie is here. Auntie Vicky. I love your arrival. Auntie, thank you so much for the stars. 250 stars. What the heck is that on the screen? What the heck is this on the screen? Auntie Vicky, thank you so much. You're making me look like a little kitten or something. Thank you, Auntie. Welcome. Thank you so much for my stars. I appreciate you. So we cannot use pregnancy as an excuse to tie down the man. And trust me, before you get entangled with any man, try to find out about that person. Find out their story, their track record. You cannot be jumping from one. That's what I like about Burna Boy. Burna Boy says he's not ready to have children. He's not ready to settle. So he can't be going around having kids. He's not ready. That when he's ready to have kids, he will have a wife. That's what he said. And I respect any man who says that or any woman who says that. I know sometimes circumstances, you know, can throw us at a deep end where, yes, they promise you marriage and everything, but then it ends up, you know, going south. But you cannot use pregnancy to trap a man. And you cannot be counting on a man's pocket to survive. Because I read there's an article that was leaked. There's an article that was leaked where this lady is living in an apartment in Lekki. I don't know if is it 27 million naira per month or something a year? 27 million naira apartment a year, 27 million naira. I just feel like that is ostentatious. That's being so extravagant. If you cannot afford certain lifestyles, why do you want to bank on a man? Because it's no guarantee, especially if it's just a baby daddy. Your happiness is or stability or financial stability or economics sustenance is not guaranteed, because that person can decide, oh, I don't have money to actually sustain this lifestyle of yours, so you have to, you know, downsize. And that's what happened with this girl. You know, Davido is like, I cannot pay this huge amount of money. Sorry, I can only give you a certain amount of money. And the girl is so angry and she's throwing tantrums here and there. We cannot live like that, banking on a man's pocket. You cannot live like that. If you must, I know some men want to have their babies. If you must, get what you can afford, so that if the man would leave you tomorrow, you can still afford that, you know, standard of life. You can still live comfortably with your child, happily, not go get something that you cannot afford. And that's typical. We see that even in our own daily lives. You know, I remember in our uni days, my sister always said to me, even if a man invites you, you're going out, always carry enough money that you can pay for the food or the drink that you would have on that date or outing that you're going. Always, as a lady, my advice would be, if you're going out with a man, take enough money with yourself. If you know you're going to eat your drink your pamplemousse and eat your fish for 2.5, pamplemousse is, let me say, 700 francs or 1,000. Say pamplemousse is 1,000 and your fish is 2.5. Make sure you carry your 3.5 with you before you're going out, so that when you go out, you drink your pamplemousse and you eat your fish. If this man would abandon you wherever you guys are enjoying yourselves, maybe because you've decided you refuse not to go home with him or not to buy his his advances towards you, and he decides to embarrass you, you can pay for your own meal. A lot of girls have been stranded because they are banking on a man. You go out, you want to drink 6 bottles of big Guinness, and you want to eat bush meat. They say you eat soya, you say yes. They say you will eat fish, you say yes. And then when they want to ask you for whatever they want from you, you say no, and they say, okay, I'll pay my bill, you pay your bill, and you're stranded. And some of you, you're embarrassed in public. Okay, that's the life that some women live. And that's exactly almost what I see with this Sophia girl. I don't know if I'm wrong, but this is what I see with her. Like, because you're my daughter's father is a superstar, I must live the life of a superstar. No, mama, you are a single mother, and this guy can still decide not to, give you that money. What can you do? You'll be dragging back and forth, going to court to support and all those things. It's just stressful for the child, as it is the case now. Let's not forget, custody can be in 2 phases. You can have your legal custody where the father and the mother have the right. The father and the mother have shared responsibility to make decisions in the lives of the child. Okay, I'm not like a legal expert, but the little I know from my, talking to people and also doing my little research, that's what it entails. You have shared rights with this the mother or the father of the child to make decisions in the life of the child, be it school, be it health, be it religious or whatever. And then you have joint physical custody, which actually says they can have almost equal amount of time, physical presence of this child with both parents. Auntie says it's terrible. Sophia should leave Davido to enjoy his marriage. She can't. She won't, and she's definitely not allowing the guy to enjoy his marriage. Why now? Why did she decide to make this a big do now? Why have they decided to just ruin this beautiful moment that this couple are actually enjoying? You cannot bask in your moment of, glory after having a successful traditional wedding. Why can't they just allow this couple to be? So you girls, when you go out, eat and drink what you can afford, so you're not embarrassed. Same, if you're going to have a baby with a man and marriage is not guaranteed, go and afford live within your means. Live within your means. Don't embarrass or, put this the child through trauma because this child probably moving from one house to another because you cannot afford a certain location. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. And to the men, those men who cannot put the trousers down, like the Davido situation, how can a man have 6 children or more? Like, you make a mistake the first time, you do it again the second time, you do it the third time, the fourth time. I mean, come on now. How can you continuously do such a thing over and over and over and over again? Once it's a mistake, twice it's no longer a mistake, it's a habit. 3 times it's even worse. But Davido is doing it over and over and over again, and this is catching up with him now. It's catching up with him. And what these 2 adults fail to understand, especially you, the man who goes around having kids all over the place, it's damaging. It's very damaging and dangerous for the children, because trust me, those kids are everywhere. Even though you're the father, the mothers will probably have different level of relationship with the dad. And this can actually bring jealousy among these kids, especially when they're grown-ups. As kids, they may not know anything. But you know how some mothers can be very vindictive. Some mothers are vindictive so much so that they can actually explain to their child at a younger age that, look, your sister, your half-sister or your half-brother is having this or going flying private jet and Sophia Senior David. Yes, I hear that he was what, 20, was it 21 or 20, whatever. And when that thing happened, and she's a big senior, which is, it's okay, but she should have known better. She should have known better. She should have known better. Now, when you have kids all over the place, it's very dangerous because it can lead to jealousy among these kids. Okay. And for some parents who don't actually bring the kids together, and these kids can even grow older without knowing their siblings. And you hear stories about siblings falling in love with one another. Yes, you have siblings falling in love with one another, and somebody's going to present their wife or their fiancé to their parents or girlfriend or boyfriend. And before you know it, it's their half sister, their blood brother or blood sister. Why? Because they had kids dotted. The father dropped kids everywhere he went. If he was sent to Togo, he dropped it. When he went to do a concert in UK, he dropped. He went to Dakar, he dropped. Everywhere you have kids, it doesn't sit right. It doesn't. Akot of you guys says, leave our Davido alone. Hello, Akot. Welcome, darling. I see you. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Leave our Davido alone. I'll leave him alone. Let him leave the women alone and rest. I'm hoping that his marriage to Choma would put a stop to this lifestyle of his, because it's really, really bad. He's not hurting just Choma. He's hurting his own kids. And he's hurting himself as well. Yes, he's hurting himself, because there'll come a time when he's tired, he's old, and you don't want resentment from your children. Yes, you don't want resentment from your own kids. You don't want resentment from your own children. So when you go around depositing kids left, right, center, everywhere, and you don't have the time to always mobilize and bring these children together to get to know each other, there's the danger. There is the danger that someday, these children, God forbid, it seldom happens, but it happens. We've heard of it, where a brother falls in love with a sister, or even hear cases where a sister has a brother has impregnated the sister. They didn't know they were siblings. They never knew they were siblings. So having multiple children here and there is not a good thing. It's not a good thing, and it's very damaging for the child's psychological welfare and well-being. And Big Sis Agi is saying that Sophia is just a bad loser. And it can be true, yes, because sometimes some women are very vindictive. They use the child that they have to punish the man. They said, okay, since you think you cannot give me the money I want, you cannot give me the lifestyle I want, you've decided not to marry me, you've decided to go marry another woman, I will make sure you feel the pain. So I'm going to use my child as my bargaining chip, as my, keep it close to my chest as my sacred card. I'm going to use that against you, because they know the dad probably loves their child so much. So they're going to use that to penalize the man. It happens. It happens. Miriam, welcome, darling sis. I see you. Thank you so much for joining. Please, as you join, like and share. When Sophia said she just realized she had worst fears of raising a child alone. Oh, when Sophia said she's just realized she had worst fears of raising a child alone, how can she just realize now that she should have thought of that in the first place before even, having a child with somebody, a fling, and having unprotected something with I don't know if I'm allowed to use the word sex on here. She should have thought about that, because she's the eldest one. You are correct, my love, by speaking facts. We on this board. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Aqua. Thank you so much. Remember, women do that a lot, and it affects the baby. Yes, we're very vindictive. We use the child to penalize the man, and we know it hurts. That's a simple truth. It hurts, because for a man who loves their child, especially a girl child, girls are daddy's favorites. And so if you want to use the child to prevent the child from the daddy, you know that you're cutting them so deep. And a lot of us women, we do that. We do that because we want to penalize them. And Sophia could be doing that, using that strategy as well. She could be using that strategy as well, even though she has a legitimate reason as well as a mother. Okay, as a mother, her counterclaim that she's putting out there, she has some points, some tangible points there. One of the things she's saying, that Davido is so unsettled. His lifestyle is, he has so many males around him. I mean, come on now. I don't think that having so many males around him, the child is not safe, or, it's almost like the child is exposed to predators, but I don't think that will be the case. I know Davido will probably be a protective dad. But the lifestyle that she also points out is the fact that Davido is always moving from one place to another, and he's never there to actually properly look after the child. She doesn't want a nanny to raise their daughter. And for a mother who has been with the daughter for all these years, I can see where she's coming from. I can kind of see where she's coming from, you know. And the other thing she said is that the mysterious circumstances with surrounding the Quara of Davido's son, you know, what was that son? What was that little boy's name again? Oh God, what was Davido's son? The one who passed away in the pool, sadly. What's that boy's name again? The little handsome boy. What's Auntie saying? When Sophia says something else, how can you make a decision to have a baby as a 28-year-old, as a single mother, and now call it a fear of raising a child alone? No, that's the thing. You're 28. You're an adult. You know what it takes. That's why you have to make sensible decisions. I said, and you were older than the guy at that time. So if you decided to, you know, get pregnant for him, you should have thought of the consequences. But like I said again, some women think that they can hold down a man with this pregnancy thing. Yes, some women feel that. And this is a lesson to such women that it's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee. Not everybody is actually a husband material. Not everybody, because Davido has said it. During that time, he was not ready to settle. He wasn't ready to be a dad, but he just knew that he had to raise this child. Because it has happened, it has happened. He has to support this child. She knew his lifestyle before choosing to have a baby. Absolutely. That's why I said it's her choice. Maybe she thought she was going to be any different from the other women, but no. If a man, that's what I don't understand. It's like, let me see this. Let me use this example. A woman, you go out of your way to have a relationship with a married man, knowing fully well that this man is a married man, right? You know he's married, but you still accept to be a concubine, and you end up breaking this home, this marital home, okay? Now, what I don't understand is, why would you, that woman, be comfortable in that relationship or in your marriage with that man? Why would you be comfortable? Because if a man can leave his family with kids, with or without kids, if a man can leave his family for you, he can equally leave you for another woman. That's just a simple fact. That's just a simple fact. If a man can actually abandon the wife and children, or abandon the wife for another woman, why do you think he will not do it for you? Why do you think he's not going to do it for you? He can equally do that. So if you think that you will be the first and the last person that you're going to take him and stay with him because you're Ongambasi, you're lying. You're fooling yourself. And that's what Sophia probably thought, that, oh, maybe I'm the prettiest among all the other women. Or maybe because I'm in Nigeria, so I'm closer to him. Maybe he's going to stay. Maybe, you know, this is his last bus stop. But no, girl, you got it all wrong. And Marimba says she knew he was unsettling while dating him and even got pregnant for him. That's his job. Does she want him to now leave his job to be? Good question, Marimba. Good question. Because even if Sophia was living with Davido, if they were living together, okay, Davido would still be, you know, carry on with his lifestyle. He will still be traveling to perform, do his concerts here and there. And I bet you, they will have nannies. They will have nannies still. Okay, they will have nannies. I can understand if she's afraid about this baby who passed away. What's that Davido's son's name? I can't even remember this young boy's name. Thank you so much, Auntie. Not everyone is man or woman is marriage material. No, not at all. Most women do that hoping to take the man for themselves. It doesn't work like that. My mother always says to me, easy come, easy go. The way you take it is the way you're going to lose it. It's as simple as that. That's a simple fact about life. The way you took it, the way it came to you, it's the same way you can easily lose it. Yes, that's the facts about life. That's just the honest truth about life. That's just the honest truth about life. And now look at them. They're fighting. They're like two bulls in a china shop, logging horns together. And then actually don't understand it's affecting this child. All the dirty linen they're actually airing in public. This child will grow to see it. The internet never forgets. This child will see it. And I watched this child do an interview with the mother. She's so confident, very eloquent, well-mannered girl, you can tell. Well-mannered. So why all this? Why can't they be amicable? Because sometimes people, even if sometimes in life you may not be a great husband, but you'll be a fantastic dad. If he is a fantastic dad to the daughter, Sophia, just leave the guy be and be in the life of his child. You can't punish him because he didn't choose you as the wife. He didn't make you the wife. He didn't become the husband, so you cannot punish him for that. But if he's a great dad, allow him, give him the access to be a fantastic dad. What is so difficult with that? What is so difficult with that? He may not be a great partner, but he's a great dad. So for that reason, try to find means, a common ground where you both can actually exploit that great, daddyship in him, so that your daughter can enjoy her father. So the daughter can enjoy the father. Let her go get a job and stop nonsense of being a hands-on mom. If she were a hands-on mom for real, then she would hold. She would hold the need. She wouldn't have the need for she hold the need. Oh, sorry, I don't understand that. If she were a hands-on mom for real, then she would need a nanny for the baby. She would not need a nanny for a baby. I think so. Yes, I'm sure the baby has a nanny. That's for sure. A grandma, for sometimes they say, come and stays and helps out. So put the ego aside. What they should be focusing is the child. The common interest there is the child. How is this affecting the child? The joint custody, how is it going to impact the child positively? Because there are always good, effects or outcome that comes with joint custody, because there's some certainty in the life of that child. Okay, that child knows there's a set routine for that child. If I have to spend 3 days with my mom, or 4 days with my mom and 3 days with my dad, I know that is always going to be the case. Not that one day my mom is going to get up and say, oh, I have to go on a girl's trip, and then phone my dad and say, can you pick her up? I have to go. You need to be with her. It just gets the child all confused and unsettled, and that can literally traumatize the child and scar the child for life. And scar the child for life. The child has no father, steady father figure in the life, has no steady mother figure in the life. It's almost like people come and they go. And when you have a child who is experiencing things like mom is not there, dad is not there, it's dangerous, because they will become accustomed to the fact that everybody that comes to their life is going to leave them. And they will be scared to build strong relationships for fear that people will leave them. I watched a reality program where excuse me, this girl was going through men as if you're flipping pages from a book. And people ask her, why do you have to jump from one man to another? She said, because that's how my mother has never had the luck to be with a single man. They've always come and go. So I know that men always come and go. And that's how I've always lived my life. And that broke me. That really shook me to think that somebody's going to live like that. And that's why I say, as parents, it's not just about us, our ego, how we want to penalize the other person. It's about the child. It's thinking about the child. Sometimes you make those sacrifices for the child's sake, not because you really want to do it, but for the sake of the child, for the well-being of the child, you just make those sacrifices. Bella, she just wants him to support her expensive lifestyle. And that's what a lot of people are accusing her of, a lifestyle she can't afford. But Davido also needs to learn. I hope that his marriage to Chioma is going to cool him down, to be honest with you, because he's an example of what a man shouldn't be. He's an example of what a man shouldn't be. You cannot have, if you want to have polygamy, be polygamous. Marry the women, but make sure you do it the right way, but not dropping kids, north, south, east, west. It doesn't look responsible on your part. It doesn't, because if I was Choma, I'll be scared. Like, I don't want, apart from the fact that you're dropping kids here and there, I don't want to carry some STD or STIs, because that's an indication that you just go raw on people. You don't even have no protection. So I'm here waiting for you. You're going out doing or dipping your stick everywhere and coming back home, and then I'll end up picking some STI or STD. It's very dangerous. Like I was saying, the joint custody is very important. It gives some, some set routine for the child and some level of stability. It gives some level of stability for the child, and also it makes it easy for decision in the life of the child to be carried out, be it their education. At least the mom can consult with the dad. At least the mom, not a situation where the mother makes the decision, and this child is going to go to a boarding school and just decide to send the bill to the dad, that the dad has to pay it. No, you have to come to a consensus. You have to sit down. You have to sit down and make a decision on how to raise the child, the school the child needs to go to, their religion, the health care, the insurance, and all those things. You have to do it together as a couple or partners. Put it that way, partners. Do it as partners for the welfare of the child. But because some women are just so vindictive, or some men are vindictive, they want to punish them. They don't want you anywhere near. They want to reap the benefits of you supporting the child, but they want you to have no right in the life of the child, and that's unfair. That's so unfair. He's the dad. He gets the equal rights into the life of that child as well. He gets it. But then again, if I'm Davido, to be honest with you, I will not drag this thing on for the sake of my child. I will not drag this thing on for the sake of my child. I would allow it. I will allow it to play out naturally. The child will grow up. She will understand. Continue to be present in the life of the child. Support the child as a father would support their child. And when the child grows up, she will understand things. She will question things for herself. She'll make her own decisions, and things will be easier for Davido. Bella Adebolo, later Beautiful Show will follow up later. All right, Auntie, thank you so much. Yeah, just allow the things to play out naturally, and the child will grow up to look for the dad, ask questions, and make decisions for herself. That's what we don't understand, and that's why I'm worried that these things are being displayed on media. This child will grow up to resent both parents or one of the parent. She can grow up to resent both parents or one of the parent for their behavior displayed on social media. It's not everything that we bring on media, especially when a child is involved, when there's a minor. It's not everything that we bring on social media. Celebrities or not celebrities. There are celebrities who protect their children. You don't even know them. You know nothing about it. Their marriages end. You don't know anything about their children. You don't hear anything about the settlement, custody, whatever. And and they still raise their kids together happily ever after. If one of them is trying to make the other one just carries on smoothly. Yeah. But with Sophia and Davido, it's always one thing or the other, one thing or the other. And I wonder why it's only this particular Sophia. Why don't we hear about the other baby mamas though? Is it really true that he is because she's really gunning for his money? Why don't we hear about the other baby mamas? Why is it always about Sophia? Why not the other baby mamas? Why? As much as the joint custody is also good, it has its own disadvantages. It has its own disadvantages because the child needs to get used to two households. And for a young child, sometimes it can be traumatizing. Prince Melvin Nation, welcome, darling. I see you. I see you, bro. I see you. We're going to be rounding up the show. For a child to be running from one household to another, and sometimes because they have equal guardianship or equal custody, physical custody, the child has to go to school. So maybe some arrangement, the child will go to school 4 days with the mother. She's at home with the mother, and 3 days with the dad. So they have to have uniforms here, uniforms there. lunch pack here. It's just all over the place. So sometimes I feel like it's also better for the child to have one spot of physical custody where they stay with them, either the mother or the father, and then over time, as they grow older, they can then maybe have that, split 50-50 or 60-40. But this Sophia and Davido situation is an eye-opener because it's happening to even you and I, the common man, the woman, your neighbor next door. It's happening. The girls who want to be in top position, girls who want to link up only with celebrities, girls who want to have this, celebrity lifestyle. They feel, I'm going to have a baby. Raising a child is not an easy task. Oh my God. Raising a child is not easy at all. It's not easy. Even with, I have the little baby with my husband, it's still not easy. Waking up at night. Sometimes I'm so exhausted emotionally or physically, and I have to make sure that the dad takes the baby for me so I can just catch my breath and get my thoughts together. It's so draining. Then to think about, why would you want to put yourself, intentionally put yourself in a situation where you're going to be a single mother? Why? Just because you want to be, attached to some celebrity or some famous person. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. It's the selfishness for me. It's the selfishness of some adults. It's not easy, Prince. It's not easy. I'm telling you, I have my husband with me here. We're doing it together. But trust me, some days I'm exhausted. I'm like, I've had enough. I just say to myself, I've had enough. I've had enough. That's why sometimes you go to the hospital, when you go for your routine checkups, they will ask you if you're getting the emotional support that you need, or you actually deserve from your partner. They ask that question all the time when you're a new mother, because they know what it takes to raise a child with or without a husband. It's so much work. So why would you want to deliberately put yourself in that situation where you have to go through it all by yourself, intentionally? Why? And that's why some mothers take it on their children. Some mothers take the frustration on their kids. Some kids grow up being, physically, malhandled by their mother or their father because they're picking that frustration from their dad or their mother and, taking it on the child. They're taking on the child. Please like and share. So please, this whole Davido Sophia issue, they need to settle, resolve it. And the only way to resolve it, if they can put that little girl at the center of it all and keep emotions aside, keep ego aside, because it's a matter of emotions and ego. Everybody's trying to prove a point. No father, I don't think that Davido wanted his son to quarrel in the pool. I'm sure he's learned his lesson. The people now he has a staff that he's got now, they know they have to be on the watch out. The wife has kids. Yes, some women will think, oh, I don't want my child to be with another woman because I don't trust this woman. And that's why it's important. Let me tell you guys, that's why it's also important. That's why it's also important to, to nurse this maturity, to have a great relationship with the wife of your baby's daddy. Because if Sophia was getting along with Chioma, it would make it somehow easier for parenting for both Sophia and Davido. If Sophia would have had that great relationship, a cordial, civil relationship with Chioma, it will make it a lot easier. It's hard, but it's doable. Like I said again, it all boils down to the child, the interest of that little girl or the kids. The kids have to come together. They are siblings. They need to love each other. They need to be there for one another. They need to be there for one another. So whatever the case, I'm praying that these two adults, somehow one of them needs to back down. And if Davido, if it means him backing down and allowing, because the child is still young, let her be with the mom. Let her have full physical custody. But I think he needs to have, there should be some 50-50 legal custody, joint custody for the child, because you cannot just get up as a mother, you want to make the decision and just bill me because I'm a superstar and I have billions. No, I need to know why you're making that decision for that child. I need to know that the decision is in the best interest of that child. Okay, it's very important. So whatever we do as parents, women, think it twice. Don't just go spreading your legs to men because they are famous or popular and you feel that you're going to use the child as your financial backup plan, because you might just end up destroying the life of your own child and your own life. Because some of you, because you think he's a superstar, they're going to give you money. You put your life on hold because you want to rely on them. You'll be messed up big time. Messed up. You can see Sophia crying. I want to live here. You need to pay the 27 million. I need to live in such and such location. Girl, you can't afford it. Go where you can afford. Changi Doreen says, welcome. I see you. Thank you so much for joining. All these rich people, I always reserve my comments. They act sometimes based on rules, sometimes not explained with naked eyes. I know. I know. So, yeah. So don't just go flaunting your legs carelessly because you want to be hooked up to a rich person and use a child as a financial buffer. And for those men who cannot put their zipper down, up, put your zipper up. Keep your zipper up and not just depositing children left, right, center, because your thinking is pleasurable, but you're punishing innocent souls, dropping kids everywhere. Kids that may end up falling in love with one another someday if they don't know each other, or kids that may end up being jealous of one another, siblings that are jealous. If your own biological line is one mother, one father can be jealous of the other sibling, what more of other siblings that have been dotted, dropped here and there? So it's very, very important that we understand this as men and celebrities who are in the face, who are the face of the people, representing the nation, representing the male gender or the female gender. Certain lifestyles have a great implications because people look up to you. People look up to you. The people look up to this Sophia girl and they want to live that flamboyant life that Sophia is living, not knowing that there's trouble that comes with it. There are people who look at Davido and think, oh my God, he's a star. He's a star and he's living the best of his life. He's not being held accountable. So he can just go around putting children everywhere. But that's not the best lifestyle to give to your child. Give your child a quality life. It's never always about the money. It's about the quality of life that you have for the child, being present in the life of the child. Be there as a father, not just as a donor. It's very, very important because you think you can just drop it. Some men are scared to commit because they feel like, oh, if I marry this woman, marry this woman, I will end up splitting my property if they should divorce me 50-50. But no, these days you have prenups, prenuptial agreements where you set, the precedent for if there should be any divorce in the future, this is what you take, this way you take. You can do that. You can do that, or better still, put your zipper up, make a decision. When you're married, you're there for better or for worse. Not just a donor. So yeah, I think that is my take with this whole thing, with this Sophia and Davido matter. So let's keep watching and see how it goes. As things unfold, we'll keep an eye on it and obviously keep talking about it and educating ourselves about it, telling our young boys, our sisters, our brothers to think twice when making certain decisions. Think twice. And I will always stress on the women. Women, empower yourself. Empower yourself is very, very important. Don't rely on a man. Because if you, Sophia, did not rely on Davido, banking on him a lot, he will not be so hurt. He will not bother if he's giving you this amount of millions or not. It won't bother you the least. You just carry on with your life. Yes, you carry on with your life. You will just cut your coat according to your size and live your life and let the support be like a bonus, even though it's his responsibility. But if he comes, let it be a bonus, a plus. So yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys. I think I'll leave you now because I need to go get your princess. So that will be my take on that issue, and hopefully things get resolved for the good of that little princess. So thank you, everybody that has stayed with me throughout this live stream. I appreciate you all so very much. Prince, thank you so much. Shani Doreen, thank you. Minister Mrs. BB, I see you. Thank you. Merimba, thank you, darling. My darling Auntie Vicky, thank you, Auntie. Thank you so much. My Auntie DRS, Auntie Rosemary, thank you, Auntie, so much for coming. I appreciate you. Who else? Akot, Oyuga, thank you so much, darling, for coming, for stopping by. Please, if you haven't like and share. My darling Big Sis, Agnes, thank you so much, Big Sis. I appreciate you so very much. And I will be announcing when next we'll have our live stream again. But for now, I will leave you all and see you all on our next show. Goodbye, everybody. Bye, guys. Bye, 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 bye.